Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. This was originally going to be another Legend of Vox Machina episode because I uploaded one of those yesterday, but as I was about to hunt for it on my dog, he always comes to me when I start these videos, but as I was about to start that video, I realized that they had just brought out a new death battle, one that I've been looking forward to watching, which is... no need for a drum roll because you guys already know what it is. You've literally seen it in the title and thumbnail. But it's Bowser versus Eggman, which is a pretty interesting one from, you know, two huge powerhouses of a franchise, Sonic and Mario. So, yeah, this one's going to be interesting because, as we all know, Bowser, giant turtle, powerhouse, you know, rules kingdoms and what have you. Eggman, super smart, has, you know, robots and shit, but then, you know, Bowser has all of his... I was about to call them stormtroopers there. God, what are they called? The little shit-looking things. God damn it, I can't remember. Whatever they're called. He has a bunch of different little enemies that he can throw Eggman's way, so it'll be an interesting fight. I have no idea who's gonna win. I'm being truthfully honest with you. I know the characters really well, but I don't know, like, the lore behind them. The most I know about Eggman is probably from the games, mainly Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, because that game's just an absolute banger, and also the movies as well. And I don't know how well the movies portray the actual character in the games, and obviously they show him as being incredibly, ridiculously smart, so, I mean, as far as that goes, they show that pretty well, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. But again, we're just going to shoot in the dark. 50-50 chance of me being correct here. I'm going to say Bowser. Simply because it comes first in the alphabet. That's a good enough reason. That's a good enough reason for me. It comes first in the alphabet. B. So yeah, we're Bowser. We're picking Bowser for this one. I love both these characters. I normally don't root for villains, and I still don't when it comes to those. But they are, you know, they're so, like, everybody knows who they are. It is, you could live in a freaking mud hut in the middle of a desert because you wanted to get away from the world, and you'd still probably know what these characters are because they're just that well known. And like I said, they're from two of like the biggest franchises in the world. They're definitely got to be in like the top 5 franchise. I've never actually searched them up, but you know, I'm rambling on for no reason. So yeah, I was gonna make that video, the Legend of Vox Machina one, then I found this one, and I'm hella early when it comes to this. Look, it came out like an hour ago. What the fuck? Like, imagine that. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. It's on for like half an hour, so it's a pretty big one. Hopefully it'll be a good one. And I've got no doubt even the olden ones, as much as they might not be as relevant, because, you know, obviously as franchises go on, power levels differ and what have you, so people will complain and be like, well, this isn't how this fight would go. Like, yes, but you know, this also came out like 7 years ago. What do you expect? Obviously, this one's like as fresh as it can be, so hopefully they do it justice. Again, just to reiterate, I'm thinking Bowser's winning this one because B comes before either of his names, Eggman or Robotnik, whatever one you want to go. So, you know, again, good a reason as any, but I hope you guys are looking forward to this video. Yeah, champion, let's begin. All right.
Bowser versus Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, baby.
The Koopas and the baddest of badniks. And they're not alone. He's Wiz and
Ooh.
I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons.
They are using their little
Who would win a death battle?
minions, I guess. I don't know if you would call Robotnik's minions. He technically creates them, but
the
also.
Mushroom Kingdom. A peaceful land of kindness, adventure, love.
You know it.
Ah, boring. Move aside, princess. It's time this place got way more awesome. Here comes King Koopa himself, better known as Bowser. The moment this orphan star child was found by Kamek, it was clear Bowser would command the disparate outcasts of the mushroom.
That's such a good game. I'm not going to say what I was about to say because Nintendo will actually castrate me. But I had this game on my DS as well. Unbelievable game. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Probably, like, out of all of that I've played on the DS, my second favorite Mario game. First one being Sega Star. The one where you're Mario and Luigi and you get, like, the thunder and fire powers. I also have the remake version on my 3DS. I can't remember the goddamn name of it. Sega Star? I think it's Sega Star. It's something like that. I'm sure you guys know which game I'm talking about, but that was the best one. Oh, the hours I put in that. There's one part, right, we're going to get a little bit tangent again, I'm sorry, but there's one part on that game where you have to knock Luigi, like, use your hammer to bang him into the floor, because, like, there's this, like, little arrow that points into a grate in the floor. Basically, once you do that, he sort of goes in, pops out, and you use him as a surfboard. It's a very weird game, I know. But when I was a kid, obviously, there was no such thing as you know, tutorials on YouTube and stuff like that. And I didn't have a computer and everything to go and check these things. And I obviously didn't have a phone or anything. This way back when. So the only thing I had, if I was going to use anything to help me, was NeoSeeker, which was like a cheat website where people would be like, oh yes, if you want to know how to do this, this is how you do it. But like, other than that, I really had nothing. And one day, by pure chance, pure accident, I was wandering around and I was just smacking Luigi out of pure frustration, and he just so happened to be on, like, near the grate, and I hit him close enough to where it hit the hitbox where it would put him in the grate, and oh my, the actual relief to come off of my shoulders when I realized I can now surf on the ocean to get where I needed to be was unbelievable. But yes, anyways, yeah, good game.
World, the Koopa clan. Sadly, not everyone's born a toad, and they treat these critters like monsters.
Yeah, they do.
To a life of infinite jump farming for one-ups. Bowser wanted a different world, but Princess Peach Toadstool would never allow the evil king's day in the sun. Her light was so bright, Bowser became infatuated with her. So he turned
Peaches, 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 Peaches.
putting their princess in another castle, and another, like 40 years of castles, only to be released if she agrees to marry him and his dad bod. Yet he was foiled time and time again by those pesky Mario brothers. However, Bowser is nothing if not persistent. Look at him! Dude's built like a brick house strapped to a saw trap. That
Damn straight he is.
A lot of punishment. Not even the weight of a castle can scratch it, especially when he rolls up like a prehistoric Beyblade. And the Koopa King doesn't just breathe fire and control lava. He commands nature itself, spitting meteors from outer space, beckoning the earth with a snap, inhaling torrents of wind, straight up calling down lightning. What else has he got? Oh, just a little dabbling in dark magic.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I love dark magic.
The original NES manual even describes him as a sorcerer king. Magic is how he turned the toads into bricks, only countered by the princess's heart magic. But that's not all the magic he's mastered. Telekinesis, creating perfect clones, reanimating his undead skeleton, and worst of all, ruining every game of
Oh, good God.
No.
I hate him.
Those coins fair and square. Bowser spent decades hoarding treasures, coins, magic star rods, warships, clown cars, you name it. This is the same guy that created multiple flying castles fashioned after his own face. Yeah, he's definitely got an ego on him. He's talked about having a 4-digit IQ, but I've seen this moron put death traps in his own backyard. A man after my own heart. Despite his clumsiness, Bowser's charisma and leadership brought many to his side. Not enough to defeat Mario, but his army.
I've never played Paper Mario before. Is it worth it? This is a good game.
Band of misfits this side of World 8-4. The Koopa Troop, an army spanning multiple territories across the Mushroom World and beyond. Goombas, Koopas, the Troopas, and the others make up the infantry. Some with wings, some in shoes, and some even in race cars. They're the red shirts, first in and first out. Piranha plants, bloopers, and lakitus use their surroundings to get the jump on unsuspecting prey, by land, sea, or sky. We'd be here forever jotting down the small fries, booze, shy guys, sentient bombs with feet, and more. It was imperative for Bowser to nurture a unit that covers their own vulnerabilities.
God, there's so many good games.
King Boo both have magic, but Boo has battle
King Boo.
control with illusions and destabilizing.
I will say King Boo is probably, like, out of any villain in the Mario world, I think King Boo is my favorite. It does help the fact that Luigi's Mansion is one of my, like, all-time favorite games as well. God, the hours My GameCube. I want to play it again. I haven't played the second one and third one purely because I don't know if they're any good, and I don't want to ruin what Luigi's Mansion was, you know. But if they ever bring out like a one for a console, like a proper console, my good god, my god,
Dimensions, while Kamek focuses on buffing allies, canceling enemy powers, summoning anything he desires, or swapping my items to screw up my Mario Party lead. Not again. Speaking of items, most of the minions can use pretty much any power-up Mario can. The Goombas make frequent use of Tanuki tails, and Bowser can get into the cat roleplay.
That was my game.
As the Koopa troop grew and grew, it started to feel less like an army and more like a family unit. Oh, you mean like his kids, the Koopalings? They're adopted. What's the difference? Good point.
I hate all of them.
And even trained them in dark magic.
I hate them all.
No one's as spoiled as his natural Nepo baby, Bowser Jr., captain of the Koopa Troop. Spoiled is an understatement. Remember his escapades as Shadow Mario? He terrorized Delfino Plaza with literal
Super Mario Sunshine.
That whole debacle was basically his attempt at elementary school art class. And I bet Bowser still has some on the fridge. But really, the king is very protective of his kids. If the fam's in trouble, he can will himself to transform into a giant kaiju, all to crush whatever bully's target smack. Maybe a little overkill. Just one
tad bit.
Giant Bowser launched a castle out of orbit. Taking into account the flight path and the scale of their universe, Bowser's punch must have hit with a force of over 125 trillion tons of TNT.
Whoa.
Considering how Yoshi punted poor Raphael the Raven so hard he exploded into a constellation of stars, this isn't even close to Bowser's full strength. So don't bully his kid, especially if he falls into some of Bowser Jr.'s set of black paint. That stuff's scary. Enough to unleash Bowser's Dark Fury.
God damn, what game is this?
Widespread natural disasters. Okay, seriously, how does Mario ever beat this guy? He's like Godzilla, Doctor Strange, and John Cena all in one big turtle. We're not even to the best part.
Sunshine.
Dark magic became so potent he eventually learned how to warp the very fabric of reality. Anything the king imagined.
Okay, obviously they haven't even got onto Eggman yet, but currently, I'm glad the choice that I picked with Bowser. Thank God your name starts with a B, my dude.
He makes happen. He turned all of Yoshi's Island into a storybook. And remember those painted worlds in Mario 64? Yeah, he made those. And the staircase that goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
It only goes on and on.
He also stole ultra powerful
if you're not
like the Wonder Flower.
I can't do it. I was going to say you're not as good as me, but I can't even do that trick, so.
Which can be used to wish someone out of existence. But his most iconic thefts are those big, shiny power stars. Don't judge a book by its cover. Infant power stars, aka Lumas, can become whole galaxies. They also ferried Mario across the universe in 3 seconds. That's 489 quadrillion times light speed. Obviously, the Big Daddy Grand Stars are even crazier. Bowser used one to power his space kingdom, but then guess who showed up to ruin everything? It's a him! And when the Grand Star was freed, it caused a chain reaction that destroyed the entire universe via a massive black hole. Thanks, Space God, that Rosalina showed up to save the day. Not that Bowser needed saving. He's been swallowed by another black hole and thrown into a star that went supernova. Imagine if this crazy OP fire turtle had to fight himself. Oh, wait.
Of course he has.
Get the hell out of him. With all this power, it's a wonder he still hasn't conquered the Mushroom Kingdom.
Jesus
Perhaps
Christ.
It's because his
dude is a powerhouse.
Never really what he sought. Surrounding him is a
Sorry,
crew
Gray.
of outcasts and miscreants like him. Ride or dies that can't be swayed against him. Oh, are you saying he's secretly happy because he's got a big monster family now? Yes, but also when they actually work together, they legitimately conquered most of the known universe. So he's a baddie through and through who will teleport through space.
Looking good, Bowser.
To show you what's what, because he's no ordinary Koopa. Make way for the king.
Good.
This battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
No Prize Picks. I want Eggman. Thank you.
Citizens of Earth, lend me your ears.
Sonic Adventure 2, baby.
Endless possibility where people are free as the
Oh,
wind.
I want a third one of that, man.
Disgusting. Now imagine a better world, one with proper guidance and the technology to bring about global peace. But Wiz, only a brilliant mind can make that happen. Not just any brilliant mind, he's a genius at heart who knows the dangers within. He's Ivo Robotnik, Dr. Eggman. As a mad scientist myself, his story is my inspiration, just as Eggman's was his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, who sought to create world peace through technology. But then his beloved granddaughter, Maria, was killed by the Guardian Unit of Nations, better known as Gun. They're frickin' called G-U-N. Anyway, Lil Eggy grew up a lonely narcissist because all his family talked about was Maria this, Maria that. Boo-hoo! Neglect and envy tainted Ivo's goals of following Gerald's footsteps. He distanced himself from his grandfather's legacy. Instead of bettering the world, he would conquer it to get the attention he deserved. No, you mean craved. Desperately craved.
So that's why Eggman is the way he is.
Same way twice. He aimed to establish Eggman Land, a capital of science. And this,
I mean, fair enough, you know.
Works just fine if not for that blasted Sonic the Hedgehog. For years, Eggman's plans literally blew up in his face. And he's a
God, Sonic Heroes. Oh, yeah, no, this entire episode's just a fucking nostalgia blast for me. Sonic Heroes is such a good game. I mean, from what I remember of it, it's been a long time since I played it. But I don't remember if I ever told the story, but I remember the day that I found it. And I knew that I wanted it. And the day that my mother got me it was great. I hounded her for ages. I was like, Mom, please, look. I go to school, right? I work my ass off. Sort of. I don't really. I go to school like every other kid. You should get me this game because I want it. There is no other reason. And just like every time I would run out and I'd be like, could you get it? Could you get it? And she was like, no, I haven't got you the game. Like, Jesus Christ, man. And there was one time she was like, right, I'm going downtown. I'll nip into Granger Games, which I don't even think exists anymore. She's like, if I find it, I'll buy you it. And I was like, okay. So that entire school day, I was hyped because I was like, surely it's got to be somewhere. And yeah, I got there and I was like, did you get it? And she was like, no, sorry. It's like, I asked and they said that they didn't have it. And I was like, oh no, you know, as you do when you're a kid or even an adult, you storm off in a huff when you don't get your own way. So I'm walking away. I'm like, this is the worst day of my life. God, I'm just going to lock myself in my room and never come out. And yeah, my mother like shouted my name and I turned around. She had it in her hand. And I've never wanted to get home so fast in my life. What a story, man. I am talking about my own story there. I mean, memory. What a memory is what I meant to say.
Like any good experiment, the doctor did more testing, seeking better results. He's created plenty of knickknacks to terrorize the world with. A laser gun, a cloning ray, mind control cannons, a flying armada, typical evil scientists.
Yeah.
There's the big ones. He invented a spatial displacement trap, which, while online, scatters a target's atoms across space. Oh, and then there's the metal virus, which transmutes organic tissue into living metal zombies. It's so deadly, it created a plague that nearly wiped out all life on Earth.
She almost made zombies, basically.
Made himself immune to it. That's a whoopsie. And when he's not duping you with decoys, he's riding in style with the Eggmobile. It's lightweight for maneuverability, but tough enough to withstand moon-sized explosions and even the center of a black hole. I mean, it's kind of lame looking, but he can plug it into big bad mechs like the Egg Walker or the Death Egg Robot, whose giant laser once obliterated 77,000 cubic meters of rock in an instant. That's like having an atomic bomb in your pocket all the time. Oh, okay, maybe this guy's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
For a long list of combat situations. Some look like knights, others use extraterrestrial sources like the Wisps, and then there's the orbital bases, like the Death Egg.
Yeah, the moon.
Is obvious, but Darth Vader's version is like a toy compared to the Death Egg, which can annihilate stars. Woof! A whole constellation gone in one shot. That's not to say Eggman doesn't enjoy scrapping with blue hedgehogs himself. Enter the Egg Dragoon. Hell yeah! The rawest of the battle mechs.
Oh, is this from Unleashed? It's got multiple of them. Well, it's also from Unleashed.
I need it. And don't forget, Eggman built all of these things himself. Maybe world domination is in his grasp yet. One problem, Eggman's a turbo loner. No hobbies, no friends, no wife, no nothing. Come on, he has friends. I mean, he's a feminist. Oh, okay, maybe not, but Infinite. Sure, they might have joined
Infinite?
forces over a mutually sought revenge against Shadow, but it counts. Sort of.
I don't know what Infinite is.
Friends. Obviously, Eggman has a tough time.
I played the game. I haven't seen any show. So.
He just built his own army instead. The Eggman Empire. The Badniks are mass-produced foot soldiers, buzz bombers, crab meats, caterkillers, egg robos, and don't forget those cute little moto bugs. The
So
Badniks
adorable.
may seem simple, but they're led by an elite, multi-talented unit. The hard-boiled heavies, really leaning into the egg.
Yeah, it really is.
Has a wide variety of troops.
Him and Sir Pentious would get on like a house on fire.
They're Eggman's assistants and immense disappointments. Every genius has their duds. Hey, at least they're not Scratch and Grounder. But that's why he's made top-notch bots modeled after the Sonic cast, like everyone's favorite robo-faker, Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic has the most horsepower in the Eggman Empire. He has the moves and speed of Sonic and then some. He's had his rebellious phases, but Eggman's reprogrammed Metal to better follow his commands. Additionally, when upgraded to his
That's your own fault.
Metal Sonic could copy biological data, including unique powers like Shadow's time stop technique, Chaos Control. He could even copy Silver's Psychokinesis, and with enough Chaos energy, he powers up into Super Neo Metal Sonic. Though everything would change with the appearance of the Phantom Ruby. One of many trump cards at Eggman's disposal, the Phantom Ruby alters reality by manipulating perception. Basically super OP illusions, but in Infinite's hands, it's a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know how illusions translate to body replicas changing gravity.
That would annoy me so much. What game was that?
Go up, King!
Not knowing what's what.
And its consciousness, which is a thing, the Ruby granted Eggman the Light Man form. Yep, apparently Super Eggman is canon, though it is pretty complicated to manifest. But the Phantom Ruby isn't the only souped-up gem Eggman has. He's used the Jeweled Scepter to make the world-shattering Egg Wizard. Then, on more than one occasion, he's effortlessly gathered the super rare, super powerful Chaos Emeralds. You know, the things that power Super Saiyan Hedgehog. Eggman built and built and built, and eventually, he built something that started to build on him.
Brother!
Sage was originally designed
Shut
as
up.
a mere assistant, but through an alien
My
encounter,
God.
she was granted actual sentience. Sage is already super powerful, but now she's also super smart. She thought up millions of battle plans all at once to defeat the massive titans. And you can barely remember where you put your Dune bow. I know exactly where.
This is all new information to me. I have no idea who these people are.
Sage was
I'm learning so
Eggman's
much.
saving grace. He had previously found machines with personality lacking, but Sage's great adequacy in serving her function provided Eggman with something that, for the first time, he'd hate to lose. In essence, a sort of daughter. So, like any good daddy, gave her the keys to his car, his
No, of course. Yeah.
Hell, now she controls the entire army. And this frankly unheard of trust from Eggman became crucial in defeating the End, a primordial entity so mighty even Supersonic struggled against it. Their battle can only be described as peak fiction, because charged by 7
Peak
Chaos
fiction.
Emeralds, Supersonic's no joke. The power of one emerald can shift continents. All 7 together can shift the universe. And kill some pretty terrifying bosses.
Yeah.
Like Eggman's Time Eater, which ripped apart space-time like tissue paper. In short, Chaos Emeralds give thoughts power. With them, Eggman's best machines can run indefinitely.
I don't know if you...
the greatest power.
Sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear that upstairs, the banging. It is beyond a joke. But, yeah, I do apologize if you can keep hearing that. But, I mean, there's nothing I can do. It's the stupid neighbors upstairs. They ain't got no respect! No respect.
Ever seen. Like when 3 supers battled Solaris, who tried to destroy time itself. Solaris extended its chaos across multiple timelines in about 20 seconds, or 73 quadrillion times light speed.
Oh my God.
It's funny though, while Eggman's smarts have sort of defeated Sonic here and there, he's pretty effective when he teams up with the Blue Blur to save the world. Well, recall how Professor Gerald was a good person before losing the granddaughter he loved. In Eggman's case, now that he has Sage, perhaps a similar story is playing out in reverse. Nah, Eggy will always have a harebrained scheme behind his cufflinks. So watch out, critters and plebeians of the world. He is the Eggman, and he's got the master plan. Wiz, you gotta help me!
Marvel Snap. Right. Come on, baby. Death Battle! That was many for those guys upstairs. Oh, it's... Oh. I like the way this looks. Hey, I like the animation. Hell yeah.
This territory is now the base for my upcoming Eggman land too. What a joke. I am Dr. Eggman, your new genius overlord. Get a load of this. Shut up, nerd! You call these toys an invasion force? I've seen toads do better. That's a decoy, idiot! His power is without peer. It is the ultimate strength.
I need to do more research on this Infinite, whatever. Never heard of them. I like that. I like the fact that it was King Boo that sort of laughed at the illusions and everything. That was cool. I like that. This is pure chaos, though. There's so much going on.
All according to plan.
You've lost the battle before it has begun.
Excellent work as always, Metal. Ready to wrap this up, Sage?
As you command.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. Showtime.
Sorry, I'm gushing right now. This is my favorite. This is my favorite one that I've watched so far. You tried. Oh. Oh, he's not gonna like that.
How dare you keep your hands off my...
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say you're not winning that one. Not a grand star.
The Death Egg! Max power!
Oh. I mean, he can bring himself back. The bones and shit. Yep. Yep.
Sage, fire it again! Huh? Wait. So long, Doctor.
Well, you know, I'm not even gonna gloat in the fact that I got that correct, because my good god, that was fucking epic. I loved it.
Not an easy one to win, which might seem surprising given how the Sonic series is not afraid to show how tough its cast is, while Mario's comes across as more cartoony. But as it turns out, Bowser had everything he needed to take Chrome Dome down. strap in. This one's a lot, so we'll break it down into 5 categories.
First up is physical stats. Bowser pretty handedly outmatched any of
Yeah.
Eggman's usual mechs, like the Egg Dragoon or the Death Egg Robot.
The Death Egg robot could level cities. Bowser could punch a castle out of orbit.
The Death Egg could destroy stars, but Yoshi could match that level of power, and Bowser's strength is certainly above the green dinosaurs. Plus, while both Bowser and Eggman's tech survived black holes, Bowser's was much larger.
So, he may win stats, but this could change with their powers. With so many items and minions, that could make all that a moot point.
Aside from power-up items, both could manipulate minds, create duplicates, and alter space-time. However, Bowser had a significant edge in having access to the majority of his abilities at all times.
Yeah, Eggman can do some crazy stuff, but only across different mechs, fortresses, or space bases. Bowser's all natural. He's got all his best powers built in, and he ain't even a robot.
Meaning he wins the war of attrition. He even had counters for battle enders like the Metal Virus and Spatial Displacement Trap. Context matters for those weapons, and both backfired in the past. But more importantly, Bowser could simply reverse the effects with his transmutation magic. Conversely, most of Eggman's robots could get turned into, say, a frog or a block with no reliable way back. Bowser takes the edge in powers.
But definitely
And yeah.
not for intelligence. Come on, you have a 4-digit IQ, Bowser? Really? That's cute. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bowser's not an idiot, usually. Just really, really clumsy. Poor fella.
Meanwhile, Eggman's an engineering genius who rarely ever gets bested by brains.
Easy dub. Now, let's talk trump cards.
As in, items so powerful they could decide the entire
Yeah, the Grand
outcome
Star
on their
is
own.
pretty
Phantom
fucked.
Ruby
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Super dangerous, but specifically targets perceptions. Unlike Bowser's Wonder Flower, which mucks up reality for real. The Ruby affected a whole planet, but the Wonder Flower had the power to alter the universe. Also, the Dreamstone's ability to wish anything out of existence would have no problem cleaning up Super Neo Metal Sonic or Time Eater.
Their most prized possessions was a
Hey, that's
tough-
cool. Hold on, what? Yeah, they got like alternate scenarios. That's
Or Time Eater.
Their most prized possessions.
I like that.
was
That's
a
pretty
tough
cool that
one.
they've done that.
Together, the Chaos Emeralds can break the universe.
Is that a new thing? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Arguably not as much given the Emerald scaling to Solaris, though Power Stars and Grand Stars are far more plentiful. Clearly, this is getting fairly abstract, and both had multiple options that could win the day instantly. So the safest bet is to call this category a tie.
Which means it's finally time to compare their armies. Eggman seems deadlier at first glance. I mean, look at all those buzzsaws and rockets. Metal Sonic speed and power alone could solo most of the Koopa troop. But the Eggman Empire lacked something Bowser had in spades: teamwork and loyalty.
Eggman is a notoriously terrible team player. His alliances are practically guaranteed to fall apart.
Hell, in Sonic Generations, he could barely manage working with himself.
Eggman's army is designed to be controlled by just him. To Eggman, it's harder to command those with free will, hence his rivalry with the free-natured Sonic.
Meanwhile, the Koopa troop follows Bowser because they actually like him. They train really hard to cover each other's weak points.
Giving them plenty of advantages as this war progressed, like battlefield control through King Boo's magic and Bowser Jr.'s paint. And since the
Yeah,
Koopa troop
King
doesn't
Boo.
rely that much on technology, Sage's hacking potential had little use.
Also, secret weapon? Kamehameha is kinda busted. Canceling Metal Sonic's power copying, stealing the Phantom Ruby, and potentially swapping the Chaos Emeralds were huge game changers.
Add on that Bowser and his army can use any Mario power-up item, and they had millions, no, billions of combinations that the Eggman Empire just could not actively plan against. Even with Sage's millions of plans to take down the Titans, she thought them to be unbeatable, which Sonic proved was incorrect.
Just comparing their conquests makes it clear. The Eggman Empire took over the whole planet, but Bowser's troop conquered most of the universe.
Eggman was no pushover. His wit, power output, and ridiculous machines gave Bowser the biggest fight of his life. But the Koopa King's ludicrous strength, abilities, and united forces.
But we got it right, though.
Eggman
We got it right.
poached the king, and now he's cracked and scrambled.
The winner is Bowser.
All right. Yes, we got it right. Notice, like I just said, I'm not even bothered the fact that I got it right. That death battle is by far my favorite one that they've ever done. I don't like. Obviously, I know they're now like their own little separate entity, and obviously they can do their own things. But they've went above and beyond. Like the animation, the music, the research, and everything. The alternate scenarios that they did as well was really cool. Everything just went above and beyond in this one. If they keep this level of epicness Like, this is, for me, is like the peak of Death Battle, and hopefully they'll just keep going and going and going. Because, yeah, I absolutely love that. And as much as, like I said, I enjoy Bowser and I enjoy Eggman. But, like, out of the Death Battles that I've been, that I know, like, are coming up, this one wasn't one that I was, like, super, super hyped for. But this is by far, right now, my favorite one. Unbelievable. Like, they have done a cracking job, I think, of these ones. So, like I said, if they keep this level, unbelievable. I love it. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, did you guys guess it? I'm sure you guys know probably more than I do of, like, the information between these two characters, because I have no idea, other than the fact that, you know, Bowser's a bad guy and a turtle, and I know he can do magic and stuff like that. And he's a simp for Peach. In Eggman, it just hates Sonic. And he's super intelligent. They're like the bare bones things that I know, but I don't know any of the, like, the scientific in the feats and stuff like that they have, because I play the games, but I don't really pay attention. And when I do pay attention, it's more so to the main characters. So it's like Mario and Sonic and all that. So yeah, but awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. But I hope you guys did as well. If you did, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does help massively, and I do massively appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.